If your creator strategy is just to send samples and pray, it will not survive 2026. TikTok Shop has shifted, and it is much, much harder today. Creators are far better at creating content than they were just a year ago. And if you're just starting on TikTok Shop, spray and pray outreach will probably not work alone anymore. TikTok's bar for quality content has gone up a ton. And if your creator strategy is just a bot and a commission link, you're going to lose. Hey guys, I'm Fernando and I'm the CEO and co-founder of HypeHQ, a platform built to track profit, creator performance, and the real operational metrics on TikTok Shop. I also own and operate a portfolio of brands that collectively do about $600K a month on TikTok Shop alone. And every day we get to see what is and isn't working on the platform. So here's a shift that a ton of sellers haven't internalized yet. TikTok didn't just get more competitive, the entire system matured. And that ultimately changed what works. In 2026, winning on TikTok Shop isn't just about choosing between quantity and quality. It's about building systems that consistently produce both at the exact same time. Everything I'm about to walk through are the best practices top TikTok Shop brands use to increase content volume without sacrificing quality. So first, I think it's really important to understand why quantity alone stopped working. For a long time, TikTok Shop rewarded volume almost no matter what. You could spray samples, get mediocre content, and the algorithm would eventually find something that worked. That window is closing. Creators today are significantly better than they were even just a year ago. That means they understand hooks, they understand pacing, and they understand how to sell, often without looking like an ad. And because the baseline quality went up, TikTok's expectations went up with it. So now pushing a lot of low quality content doesn't just underperform, it's an easy way of wasting money via sampling and ads. And don't get me wrong, quantity still matters, but only when it's paired with quality. And next, you want to think about, why does quality alone not scale? A year ago, one amazing video would spike your account, but then what would happen? You'd probably hit ad fatigue eventually, performance would drop, but now with too much inventory. Today, that doesn't cut it anymore. You're competing against brands that are executing at a super high level every single day. They're shipping out content nonstop and it's actually good. And that's why you can't choose between quantity and quality anymore. You need both. Especially if you want GMV Max to work the way that it's supposed to. Unfortunately, GMV Max doesn't learn from just one breakout video. It learns patterns, repetition, and volume. Most shop managers won't even recommend turning on ads until you have at least 50 videos posted. And in those competitive categories, the number is way higher. So you need to think about, how do you create high quality content produced at scale consistently? That's what we're going to cover today. So one of the best ways that I've seen brands solve this is through community. And community really solves a huge coordination problem. It's not just for vibes, not just for culture. Community is actually infrastructure. You can create a shared space like a Discord or a WhatsApp, and that's going to give you a place to set expectations with your creator. So it's a place to share what's working. It's how you align with the timing of a big launch or a new contest that you're rolling out. It's a place to promote creator case studies and make it seem achievable for other creators. And lastly, it's a place to establish loyalty and just ultimately create momentum. Because ultimately, when creators see other creators winning, the quantity of posts is going to naturally rise. And then when those creators start earning more commission, your quality and your consistency are also going to improve. These all reinforce each other. And so, okay, quick pause. If you're watching this and thinking, yeah, this makes a lot of sense, but I'm not really sure how to implement it all for my brand, there's a link to my calendar in the description below. Happy to take a look at your TikTok Shop, talk through your creator strategy, and help you pressure test what's actually going to move the needle. No pitch, just a working session. The next big thing is why contests create momentum. Contests are a ton of hype, and that's the actual point. Attention is the most scarce resource creators have. Contests steal the attention and focus it on your brand instead of your competitors. When those creators feel momentum, they post more. And when they feel competition, they push even harder. Obviously, if they get a higher bonus at $1,000 in GMV and they're at 900, you know that they're going to keep posting until they get that extra $100 in GMV. And that's why contests are so effective. The best brands use contests to inject energy into their community. They're short, they're time-bound challenges, they have visible leaderboards, they have clear rewards tied to performance, and they're really aspirational. They could be a freaking Lambo or an apartment in Miami, but these are amazing tools to increase your posting volume. And because creators are competing, execution improves as well. You'll see better hooks, tighter pacing, more experimentation. Now, I want to be clear. Contests don't replace community or coaching, they amplify them. Next, the missing piece that most sellers ignore, coaching. This one is huge, guys. The best TikTok Shop brands aren't just recruiting creators, they're actively developing them. Because naturally, everybody wants to target the 100K a month GMV creators, but they're often working with a lot of the top brands like Comfort and Micro Ingredients. So the more proactive sellers are thinking about, well, how do we recruit these 5 and 10K creators and develop them into these 50 or 100K a month creators? And so how do you do that? So one is you could do weekly or bi-weekly coaching calls. Whether you're running it or a creator coach, you can do content reviews. And so actually going through each of their videos, giving them advice on their pacing or their hooks or how to maybe tighten up the script to ultimately drive more sales. They're doing hook breakdowns. Basically, if you're seeing a huge drop off in the analytics, you can share some of the best performing hooks that you've seen recently from other creators. You can give them feedback on your pacing. You could do analytics walkthroughs. But ultimately, your brand is investing time in that creator. And ultimately, if they're coachable and they start improving their GMV numbers, naturally, they're going to remember you and want to post more for your brand. I see a ton of brands pulling up the creator analytics and they're saying, here's why this video worked. Here's why this one didn't. And here's how to fix it. And ultimately, what this all does is at first, your content quality is going to improve dramatically. But two, your trust and loyalty are also going to improve as well. And what I think is really cool is a lot of these top brands have hired dedicated creator coaches, often incentivized with a percentage of GMV or some kind of fixed rate to run these coaching sessions and give feedback and overall lift morale on the team. And I think about this as a phenomenal way to stop churning creators and start building real producers. So you might be wondering, well, where does automation fit into all of this? That does not mean that these tools are useless. Automation is incredibly valuable from everything from creator discovery, initial outreach at scale, admin and follow-ups, gathering Spark codes and authorizations, managing contests and basic incentives. You need automation to move fast, but there is a limit. Automation doesn't set the standards, doesn't create alignment, and it does not make creators better. So again, if you're launching on TikTok Shop in 2026, automation alone is probably not going to be enough. And if your goal is to scale to millions a month in GMV, then it's definitely not enough. A simple way to think about it is that automation fills the top of the funnel, community creates consistency, and your coaching creates improvement. That combination is really what drives overall performance. So if you guys have one single takeaway, it's this. In 2026, TikTok Shop isn't just about finding more creators. It's about building systems that consistently produce quality content at scale. If you guys want any help applying this to your TikTok Shop, there's a link to my calendar in the description below. Happy to walk you through your setup and figure out what actually makes sense for your brand. And if you guys found this video helpful, please make sure to like and subscribe below. And it really helps the channel more than you think. And the next video, I'm going to break down exactly how to launch your product in 2026. I'll see you guys there.